Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox, take a close-up look and test the Andoer W140 RGB LED video light. So let's just take a look around the outside of the box. So in this box is an Andoer W140 RGB LED video light, and just taking a look at the details that's on the box packaging. And on the back of the box there are some details and specifications for this video light. And now let's go ahead and open up the box by sliding the outer box sleeve off, and I'm just going to set it on the right hand side of the tabletop and giving you a look at the box as it is. And let's go ahead and pop the flap up and open to reveal the contents inside. And let's go ahead and pop the items out from it. And of course checking through to make sure nothing else is left inside the box. We can close it back up, and I'm just going to pop it back in its outer sleeve packaging, and just setting it back down on the right hand side of the tabletop and just spreading the contents out across the tabletop. So you have a full and clear look at the items from the Andoer W140 RGB LED video lights box packaging. Let's start off by first taking a look at this booklet here. And let's unfold it and spread it open so you can see the details and information contained or presented in it. Now taking a much closer in look. So on this page the details appear to be in Chinese, and we'll just flip it over to the opposite side where the print is in English. So there, for your reference purposes. And let's fold it back down and set it to the side. So I'm going to set it on the left hand side of the tabletop, and moving right along there is a grip seal packet here with what appears to be the hot shoe or cold shoe adapter. So let's open it up and pop the hot shoe adapter out. So giving you a look at the hot shoe or cold shoe adapter. So it does have a very cold sensation to the touch, so it is made out of metal. So giving you a look at its overall details right there, with the 1/4 inch screw there for mounting. So I'm giving you a look at its overall design. Okay, and just going to set it down and to the side. Just going to set it on the right hand side of the tabletop for now. And moving right along, there is what appears to be a charging cable, and you can see on the cable the ends of it. So you can see a USB type A connector on one end, and on the opposite end a USB type C connector. So giving you a look up there, up close, at the details of the charging cable. So USB-A and USB-C. Okay, and let's remove the cable tie from it to give you some sense of the cable's length. So it is a fairly long cable, so giving you some sense of its length in the frame right there. Okay, and now setting the cable to the side, so we're just going to leave it on the left hand side of the tabletop and moving to the main item itself, the Andoer W140 RGB LED video light. So you can see that it is in a translucent bag packaging. So just sliding that bag off and giving you a look at the video light as it is straight out from its packaging. So right there, the overall details, and to give you some sense of its size as well, resting it in my palm. So it does measure 11.5 centimeters long or tall, 1.5 centimeters thick, and 7 centimeters wide. So 7 centimeters, 11.5 centimeters, and 1.5 centimeters thick. So 1.5 centimeters, 11.5 centimeters tall, long, and 7 centimeters deep or wide, depending on the orientation. So let's do a 360 rotation so you have a full and clear look of this video light. And now taking a much closer in look at the details, so we can see the main panel itself with a translucent white matte finish. As you can see, the light just bouncing off its surface with a finely textured matte finish. And to give you some sense of the various materials, the plastic for that diffused panel, and of course what appears to be plastic right throughout, ABS plastic, no doubt, for robustness. And taking a look at the side, so we can see a 1/4 inch screw mount there, another one there, and of course some controls to the side. Well, let's take a proper look at the back of it. So you can see there is a small screen here on the right hand side, and of course some branding details and the color temperature range. So it does have an advertised color temperature from 2500, which is warm, up to 9000 Kelvin, which is cool or cold. So we can see for the side here, 2 scroll wheels or rotary wheels, and of course what appears to be a USB-C charging port. And we can see the corresponding labels above them. Okay, just taking another look, and over here let's see if we can slide this cover off. So that is a cold shoe or accessory mount. So giving you a look right there, and this is just the cap for it. Nice to see that it does snap in place, So we've taken an all-round look at the Andoer W140 RGB LED video light. Let's try and turn it on by turning this wheel, or maybe not. Let's see what other things we might be able to do to turn it on. There we go, just pressing into the side does turn it on. So once again, giving you a look right there, pressing and holding for about 3 seconds turns the light on. And repeating it turns it off. So no quick taps, just a long press to turn it on, and you can see the small display there showing the status of the LED. Let's see if we can try and focus in on the details right there. So you can see showing 99% brightness, I believe, and the color temperature 6820, and of course the battery power reserve appears to be at maximum with all the bars fully showing or illuminated. Okay, let's scroll the dim wheel and see what happens, but let's take a look at the front. So this is how it looks like from the front. Of course it's diffused, but you can see the beads somewhat showing through from that front panel or diffuser. Okay, let's scroll the wheel down, this upper one, and see what happens. And you can see the number or Kelvin or color temperature reducing. And let's hold it, and you can see it going all the way down to a warmer color or hue. It's right there, pretty orangey. So giving you a look at the front. I'm not going to point it directly, but you can see how the light shows now and bounces off the various items on the table, and of course giving you some sense of the flood as well, or coverage of the light. Okay, and let's showing you the lowest color temperature right now at 2500 Kelvin. Now let's go all the way up. Let's get the camcorder to focus on the status display first. Slightly tricky right now, but there we go. And now I'm going to hold it up, and you can see going all the way to 9000, which is a very white color. So right there you can see the colors now. And let's do the brightness as well. Let's do with the dimming wheel over there in the middle. Let's go down and see what happens, and trying to show you the display as well at the back. If we can focus in on that detail. So right there with some very fine adjustment at 1% steps, as you can see right there, reducing or dimming the light. And let's hold it all the way down, and you can see that very smooth dimming or transition. So right now showing 0%, so it's technically off but not turned off. Okay, let's now raise the temperature, or sorry, raise the brightness, and let's illuminate right there. But actually, before I do that, let's see how low is the lowest setting at 1%. So showing you at 1%, which is the lowest brightness or the dimmest illumination. Okay, and now let's raise it up. So I'm going to hold it upwards and all the way to 100%. So right there now showing 100% on the display. And taking a look from the front once again, and in terms of heat, it does generate a slight amount of heat at this brightness. And let's take a look at the colors once again, the color range, by playing around with that upper corner wheel right there. So now lowering the color temperature from 9,000, it is now showing about 8,620. So it does go, or does appear to go, in minimum steps of 10 Kelvin. So there you can see the color changing and giving you a look at the front panel. So now a slightly yellowish color of white, and just bring it back down again, lower, now much more yellow, nearly orangey, and as we go further down, does get more orangey, now showing 2,640. So we can see how fine those steps are at 10 Kelvin increments or steps or reduction. Okay, so there we go, giving you a look overall as to the capabilities. Of this Andoer W140 RGB LED video light. So right now the brightness is at 44% and the battery level still showing full. So right there you can see the beads of the LED. And let's see if we can activate the lighting mode. So apparently there are 20 effects. But obviously, interestingly, giving you a look at the different effects now. So right now, scene 5, fireworks, it is showing. And that's lighting, it's showing. Seems to be some random flashing, simulating lightning from a thunderstorm or rain. Okay, let's try another setting. So let's scroll downwards. Now, fire engine. And let's move on to the next one. It's showing ambulance now. And scrolling back down, cop car, scene 1, or setting 1. And if we went down some more, so it does rotate around or circle around to scene 20, and it's showing HSI fast. So it appears to be some color cycling or transitions. And let's scroll down, HSI slow, so this appears to be a slower version of it. And let's scroll down some more, blue flash, and scene 17 or setting 17 or mode 17, green flash. And let's move on to the next one. Now this time it's red flash, so pretty self-explanatory. And next one, high-low beam, HL beam. So it looks like it jumps from high to low, and it just keeps repeating. Let's move on to the next one. Scene 14, emergency. Okay, and next one down, paparazzi. So having a simulated flashing. Okay, I'm giving you a look in the front. And moving on to the next mode. This one is RGB strobe. So there we go, just solid colors from one to the next. And this one is strobe, scene 11 or setting 11 or mode 11. And let's try the next. So scene 10, pulsing. So it seems to be more of a very slow pulse or fade or breathing effect, which goes completely off. So slow fade to off. And fading back on again. And let's go down to the next one. It says fault bulb, I beg your pardon. So faulty bulb. So you can see that flickering of the LED light. And let's try the next one, which is scene 8, party. So you can see just various colors. Changing from one to the next. And let's try the next scene. And this one is candle. So taking a look at candle. Yes, it does have a slow flowing or flickering effect. And let's move on to the next one, and this is TV. So scene 6 or mode 6 or effect 6 TV. Okay, and let's scroll down to fireworks. So I think this was the one that we started off in. So fireworks, you can see fast color changes. And let's go back to lightning. So lightning right there, just flashing away with some periods of darkness. Okay, and then of course the fire engine, ambulance, and cop car. And of course we can adjust the brightness of these modes as well. So there we go, with the lower intensity or brightness, or can raise it all the way up as well. Okay, and let's see if we can go back to the regular mode. So right now, back to the regular mode of just solid lighting with selected color temperature. And that's another mode as well, showing the hue as well. And we can see the representation in degrees with the H, and going all the way up. See what the limit is on this. You can see that number rising all the way down and going back to 0. So 0 appears to be red. 359 degrees, and reducing it now. It's right there, giving you some sense. And of course, saturation as well, with 100 amp maximum, and of course zero at white, or no saturation. If we tap again, and that's back to the standard CCT mode. And let's see what happens if we turn it off and turn it back on. Does it resume the last mode? And it appears that it does. And if we move to a different scene or setting, leaving it in fireworks, and let's go back to CCT mode, and let's reduce the brightness to 70%, and let's just change the color temperature up to a 7500 if we can do so. So you can see just how fine those adjustments are in 10 Kelvin steps. And let's turn it off by long pressing and turn it back on and see if it resumes at the last setting. So there we go. It does memorize and resume at the last setting. And even if we were to cycle through as well, so previous settings are all there. So that's the Andoer W140 RGB LED video light. Thanks for watching and happy shining!